So when making textures, I usually like to start off with a roughness map. What I have here is a grunge map from my grunge map pack, but you can really use any grunge map you want. Quixel has some really good ones for you to download. So now dragging and dropping a color ramp in between the roughness, we can play around with the sliders and really get a personalized look of how much we want the texture to show its shiny parts and its rough parts. So next up is the albedo. So if we drop in an RGB curves node, we can now bring down the curve a little bit, which brings back some of the black texture to our image. This will help bring out the reflections. So next up, just bringing in a normal map, which we're going to be using as a bump. So plugging that into the height and then into the normal. So as we can see, this has gotten rid of a lot of our reflections that we really like. So to bring those back, we can actually map our bump to our roughness map. So just plugging in the color to the strength of the bump map does that for you. And you can use the slider to adjust it accordingly. So next up, we're going to be bringing in our displacement maps. Don't worry if you have a shitty PC, we're not going to be doing any crazy displacement. We're really just going to be using this as like a secondary bump map. It's not really used often, but it's really effective to break the texture up and give it some more inconsistencies. So doing this again has gotten rid of a lot of our reflections. So what I'm just doing here is toning down the scale and also adding a color ramp. And if you slide the black slider up, it'll sort of map out how much of the height you want in it. So this next part here is optional, but I like to do it because it breaks up the texture a bit. So what I'm doing here is bringing in a secondary displacement map and then plugging that into an RGB mix node. So then a really nice way you can mix these together is by actually taking the original grunge or roughness map we had before. You can also use another one, and this will basically map out where what displacement map is based on the black and white values. So now we kind of have all our maps in and we're already getting quite a nice result. If your result's not looking the same, you might want to try by switching out some maps. In the last tutorial I had a lot of people saying that they followed it all the way through but they don't get the same result. My best tip for that is getting some nice textures, so I would recommend Quixel, and sort of just trading them out and you can sort of see the images on mine and then try to match those up. But yeah, just try out different texture maps if you aren't getting the same results, and that should sort of do the trick. But yeah, as I mentioned at the start of my video, I am using a grunge map from my grunge pack, which is not currently out, but I'm currently working on the promo for that and also just finishing up the product in general, and I'll let you guys know on my Instagram when those are ready. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video and thanks for watching.